Marriage is one of the best decisions I ever made.
God ordained and established this covenant.
We
are part of that beautiful union.
So it's time that we promote this unconditional love and help families understand how,
Through prayer,
faith,
commitment,
sacrifice,
humility,
submission,
and the love of God,
you can have a beautiful,
lifelong,
loving marriage. Now, it won't be perfect,
but it will be worth it.
So well, it was supposed to come with us on.
Welcome
in, everybody.
As we share. You see who we got with us? Or he's got us with him. It's Mr. Macman.
Super excited to be here tonight, y'all.
Welcome
Love
in,
this.
everybody. Welcome in.
Share, like, comment. I mean, we doing
not
it.
hearing my head, right? Welcome into
28 days of love. Look at that, Lord.
Somebody got to teach me a note so I can do this, right? They just let me swing. They know I'm not the sinker. They be sinkers.
It's all.
But you do your thing, sir.
Well, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. This is our final night for this year, for 2024, for the 20. It's actually 29
days because of that leap year. We've already leaped into something.
Come on,
yes.
you better
all
say
I'm
it.
saying is you better be ready for it, and if you're not, it's already happening.
Right. So thank you for jumping in, logging in, hanging with us throughout the month. We pray that you grab some morsels you could take with you. For your marriages that are in play and that are going to happen. So tonight, what are we going to do?
Well, we have placed it in the hands of Nor Macman. We are letting him do his thing. We've interviewed couples every night.
Yes.
Every Monday through Thursday since the beginning of February. And so right now, we are being interviewed by none other than your favorite interviewer.
Yes.
Mr. Nor Macman. So
and I'm excited
go ahead,
to be
do
here.
your thing.
I'm excited tonight. As you know, Pastor Kim and Pastor Newt have been interviewing folks, and this is not the first. This is year number what?
This is the third year.
Third year of interviewing people, single people, married people, divorced people, single parents. Like they've interviewed a little bit of everybody. But tonight, they in the hot seat tonight. Because it's always fun. It's always interesting to know how the people that pour into people got to be in the place where they're at.
Yeah.
And both of these wonderful, intelligent, saved, sanctified, and anointed people that are sitting on this couch have a wonderful testimony that we are going to. I don't know how long we're going to run tonight. But I promise you, if you pay attention, you're going to get some life lessons that's going to help bless your life, whether you're married, whether you're single. These folks are about to pour into you and bless your life on tonight. Are y'all ready? Because I'm ready. Are y'all ready?
So can we say hello to Bishop Anthony C's?
Come on, guys.
What is that, Paul Lanks?
Yes, that's what it looks like.
Yes.
A couple of other folks, I can't tell who you are. It just says Facebook user. But thank you for logging in. And we'll try to interact as much as possible. But I'm going to stop talking because, you know, it's hard not to when you've been used to.
And he has to be
our flip flops until Norm is done.
It's going to be so easy because this is just going to be a conversation.
Yep.
It's easy doing interviews when you love the people that you're interviewing.
Aww.
And these folks, again, have been pouring into people since God knows when. And now tonight, I'm telling you, grab your pens, grab your paper, grab, share, like, comment, because I'm telling you, tonight's about to be awesome. Can we jump right in?
We can jump right in.
Let's jump right on in. Can you guys tell us how long you have been this wonderful power black couple?
2 days ago.
I was going to say, what time is it?
Oh, it's funny. Well, we actually have been together for 24. We're in our 20. We're going into our 25th year.
Wow.
We met Easter of 1999.
Wow.
On Easter Sunday.
My God.
Is that a Prince song?
Yeah, 1999. But it was Easter Sunday, and it was at Maranatha.
Come on. Church of God in Christ.
Church of God in Christ.
Yes,
Pastor
God.
James
The
Smith
one and
was the
only.
pastor.
Yeah.
The
She
one
was
and
over, she
only.
was Church of Living God. She was over there poaching.
Yes.
Poaching on the Church of God in Christ men.
This is not true. Anybody who knows me knows I was not poaching. I was like, I don't want no boogers. I don't bring nobody up on me. Please.
No boogers. I don't want no scrubs.
And it's funny because I had told Frida that. I actually had just started coming there. Frida would pick me up every Sunday after I sang my little praise and worship at Wheatfield, directed the children's choir. I left. I did.
Really?
And that's how and Frida would pick me. I would hear the horn, burp, burp out front.
Boom,
And
that's
I
what we
would come
knew.
down off the choir loft with one finger pointing up
Like
in the
I
air
wasn't make you disappear.
and tell my kids to follow me out the door. And I got there, and James invited me to his mother's for Easter dinner.
Pause there.
Okay.
Let's go back.
Yes, let's go back.
Let's go back one, right?
Okay, yeah.
Because both of you have a relationship and children before you met each other.
Absolutely.
Can you talk about just talk about and give the audience some clue on how that played a part in where you were at on that Easter Sunday?
You go first, Newt.
Well, I had come out of a pretty tough relationship. My first marriage, it was just pretty rough. We were both kids, and just stuff. Yeah, just stuff. A whirlwind of stuff took place. Plus, I had some of my own issues. So I actually moved to York to try to get myself together. Wow. I had custody of my son, my youngest son. At the time, I didn't know where my youngest daughter was. She kind of left. Yeah. So I really didn't want anything to do with any females. Right. I mean, I ain't want to do any males either. I like girls.
You know what? Come on, make it plain. Make it plain.
Plain. Right. Okay. But I just, at that time, there was no room in my life. Right. Yeah. I knew I wasn't together, and it just, the outlook wasn't good. Yeah. So that's where my mind was. I wasn't thinking about no female. Yeah. Yeah. And I was coming out of a marriage of 15 and a half, almost 16 years at that time.
My goodness.
And taking care of my 3 children myself. I had just moved with as a matter of fact, I had just got my own apartment on February 1st. So interesting. It was February 1st. I had left my home. I stayed with my mom for 28 days. Let me just say it was 28 days. And then I got my own place over in the Avenues. And then I was visiting, like I said, I was visiting the church, taking care of my children myself. So I was a single parent raising 3 beautiful children. Yes. And then I was still going to church because I love God.
Can we make just a left-hand turn real quick? Sure. And because what I know as going through divorce and relationships myself is that there is a mental health component. Oh my. That the church doesn't necessarily really talk about. Yeah. We love Jesus. He is the deliverer. He is everything. Yeah. Jesus and a good therapist will work. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Can you guys give air to where you were at mentally, where you were at spiritually, where you were at emotionally during that time before you met each other?
Well, if you're gonna start at that time. No, you better start. Hand it over.
Well, I have to say, I came from a family where my mom and dad were married all my life. Yeah. Until they died. Yeah. Until he died. Beautiful. They were married. So that's all I knew. I didn't know what it was like to not be married, you know.
Yeah.
Once, so I knew I had friends that had single parents and things like that, but that wasn't my reality.
Yeah.
So it never really sunk in that could be something that happens to me. So when it came to the point where I just knew, okay, this is not going to be fixed, it's not going to be reconciled, and it's probably best we go our different ways, because I was losing it. I was doing some crazy stuff. You know, like some crazy stuff. And so when I got here, you know, I was in I don't want to say depression. I don't know if it was a depression or if it was I was hard on myself. I thought that I had failed.
Wow.
Thought I had failed in life.
Yeah.
And you know, it was just kind of done as far as relationship, marriage, anything like that in that aspect of my life. My esteem was shot. You know, there were things that were said in that breakup, you know, that cut me, because that's the person that you didn't have any guard against.
Right.
You had no guard.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
what they said, like, went straight, you know, straight in. And it was hard. It took me years to shake some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so I was in a really crazy state of mind. And because I was in that state of mind, I was doing things.
Yeah.
I was acting out with some things. And, you know, just real quick, one night, a friend of mine who's passed away now came down on the swing set. I was out in the playground behind my mom's house. It's like a dark area, you know, with the pistol in my hand.
Yeah.
You know, I was ready. I was ready to call it quits.
Right.
You know,
that's real.
You know, but at the same time, I was ready for her to call it quits too. So it was, I was going to be one of them jokers they study about in the criminal history course. You know,
mental health.
Right.
But he sat on those swings with me. You know, he wasn't saved on the church or anything like that, but he talked to me. He talked through me and talked into me. You know, so it was a crazy time. Yeah.
And for me, I pretty much was the same place. However, I wasn't going to do anything to myself. I thought it was just going to happen to me because I felt like I was already dead inside.
Jesus.
So, and I was saying before, I was the one who wanted the divorce. I wanted the divorce because of how horribly bad I was being treated or what I was experiencing in the marriage.
Yeah.
So when the divorce actually was happening, I don't even know how to explain it. It felt like someone took a knife and cut me in half and ripped part of me away. I had vowed to be in this relationship. This was a childhood sweetheart.
Yeah.
So then we had a little breakup and then we married, you know, after a year or 2 years. And now all of a sudden, this person who I trusted with everything has hurt me to the core. And now I'm divorced. I'm living by myself with the children. I'm taking care of them. But every day I'm feeling like I'm dying more.
My God.
And so this day I went to work. It was a Friday. I was coming home from work. I told myself, because at that time I let the kids go. They wanted to go spend the night at, I think my mom's, I'm not sure. And that day I told myself I'm going to take a bath. After I'm done taking my bath, it was 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to take a bath. I'm going to get in my bed. And when I'm done getting in my bed, I'm not waking up. And in my mind, I thought the Lord was going to take me that day. I felt death all over me.
Jesus.
And I got a phone call.
Late in the midnight.
And honestly, it was Frida and Eugene Brown.
Wow.
For some reason, they called me in the middle Friday afternoon.
Right.
Late afternoon. I'm in the tub and the phone rings. And I never would have gotten out to answer the phone wet from the tub.
Right.
But that phone kept ringing and something said, get out. I know it was Holy Spirit now.
Yes.
Get the phone. So I had to jump out. I picked up the phone and it was Frida. What are you doing, Paul? That's what happened. And I started laughing. I was depressed, oppressed, every pressed I was.
Yeah.
But that phone call, and she said, me and Gina on our way, we taking y'all somewhere. She hung up.
That's it.
Get ready, folks. Get ready, folks.
That's all she said.
And I was like, Frida. She had already hung up. It forced me to get out that tub, dry off, get dressed.
Right.
And they were there probably within 10 minutes. I never had a chance to lay down.
Jesus.
Yeah.
See, that's why it's important to walk in the spirit and live in the spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They saved
You
my
never
life.
know when you're being used.
Right.
I know that's a sidebar, but
Come
that's
on with it. Come on with it, Doc.
You know, Frida probably didn't even know. Till you
Right.
told her.
I told her later.
Mhm.
Her and Jean. It wasn't just her. They had a conversation.
Wow.
And I don't even know why.
Mm.
They had a conversation.
Mhm.
We're going to take Kimmy to the store. And we're going to, Jean was like, yeah, we're going to get all the kids Easter clothes.
Wow.
And we're going to buy them some candy. We don't want her to worry about nothing. I don't even know why.
Wow.
I still don't.
It was that close to Easter.
It was Friday, Good Friday. This happened.
Mhm.
I met him Sunday.
My God.
I ain't never heard of
in the
it.
dress they bought.
In a dress they bought.
And that's what caught my attention.
I promise
That
you.
black dress.
I didn't even know they was
Man, I was stuck. Her ankles was just right. You know what I'm saying?
What? I'm done. I'm done.
I was watching them ankles.
So no, he's a mess. But honestly, he's right. When we got, they told me, get in the car, get in the car. I didn't have a car. I didn't have anything.
That wasn't no church.
I had nothing because my it was so. He don't got good sense. But he's right. That's true. It's very true. That they bought me this dress. I get in the car with them. Didn't have no car. My husband at the previous husband at that time had taken everything. He kept everything.
Jesus.
And when I left that house that day, I walked out of the door with 3 children and a purse.
My God.
And that's how I left that house. And I went and stayed at my mom's house 28 days, and God gave me favor. The people said at the apartment, we don't know why we're giving this to you, but we just feel like we're supposed to.
My God. That's
And
it.
they did.
Favor ain't fair.
So everything just started happening.
Yeah.
And then when, like I said, but I was still depressed.
Right.
But when Frida and them came, they
Mhm.
came and they took me to, it was Value City at the time.
Come
New
on,
York.
West Manchester
West
Mall.
Manchester, Value City.
Right.
And they watched me in the store, and Frida was picking up stuff for the kids. I was like, okay. I was trying to find things that were inexpensive. And
Yep.
her and Jean was like, don't do that. Just give them something. I always mocking her voice. Just give them what they want. Stop that. And Jean was like, don't worry about it. You know. And so we found outfits for the kids. They had all this candy. I said, they don't need all this stuff. They're fine. And I had been looking at dresses, and I saw this dress, and I just swept by it.
Wow.
I didn't even know they saw it. It was seconds. We get in the car. I get to the house. They like drop me off. All right, bye. We're going to pick you up Sunday for church. I go in the house. I'm taking the stuff out and laying it on the kid's bed. And this black dress is in there.
My God.
Yeah, it's amazing how God puts pieces together.
I didn't pick it.
That's
Listen.
that omniscience, man.
They saw me.
Listen.
I remember standing in that aisle, and she was like, get yourself something. I said, no, I got stuff. She was like, oh, that's cute. I just kept on moving.
Yeah.
She put it, I don't even know. I didn't even see them do it, but they threw it in the bag. By the time I got home,
God.
it was late. My kids were not there. They didn't come home till the next day.
That's how.
I wasn't even worried about going to sleep and not waking up. That
Wow.
whole thing shifted.
Lifted.
And it was
Jesus.
Jean and Frida. It was the both of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
That's amazing.
Mhm.
That's truly amazing.
Yeah.
That's literally a resurrection Friday.
It was.
It was.
A crucifixion Friday to a resurrection Sunday.
Yeah, because I felt death all over me. I didn't know it was the death of the mindset that I was no longer any good. So it was death to a mindset is what it was. Because
Jesus.
I just thought I was never going to be married again. Nobody was going to want, me without, me at that all those years and raising kids by myself. It was death to a mindset is what happened,
Wow.
but I didn't know it.
Wow.
Mhm.
Can y'all listen? I feel like shouting right now because Friday, she was going to lay in the bed and be done.
And be done. Okay.
But on Sunday, Sunday, early Sunday morning, this man saw some ankles that he put. He said, that ankle got me.
That ankle was anointed.
I said, blessed be Lord.
Yes, indeed.
So that ankle walked into my life and I never let it go. Huh? The ankles of a righteous woman are ordered by the Lord.
Can I just touch the hem?
Yo! That's amazing. So take us to that Sunday. Take us to that mindset of that Sunday. Because you said you wasn't even trying. It wasn't.
Yeah. So I saw Frida and Aunt Rob, actually.
Aunt Rob.
I believe Aunt Rob was standing there. Called me. I was rolling up the wires because I was doing the sound at the church. So I was on the pulpit, rolling up the wire. I think I had on jeans. I didn't even have
your Sunday best.
Anything.
Right.
But that was my Sunday best. I ain't have much of nothing. You know, and I was rolling up the wire, and I don't even know why they called me. But it wasn't to meet you.
They was asking you if you wanted to go to dinner because James was asking everyone if they wanted to come to his mother's for dinner. So Ernie was going, all of them were going. I was getting ready to go to my grandma Ruthie's, and my kids wanted to go there because that was the plan. But James, for some reason, walks up and says, "Why don't you come and spend the day with us?"
See, I think they was playing matchmaker.
They was everybody else
because there was no reason for them to call me over there while she was standing there. But that's when I noticed her. They called me over. I turned her over and I looked, and I saw her. You know, the dark skin and smile. She was smiling. She wasn't paying attention to me, you know, at all. She was talking to them.
What do you think?
I just smile all the time.
She just smiled. She wasn't paying attention to me at all. I just was like, you know, whoa, you know, like she all right, you know, and somehow I got over there. And
I remember Frida.
We all walked out together. I know that. That's when I was watching the ankles.
Come on, sir.
Yeah, they walked in front of me.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
I just remember Frida. I remember Aunt Rob saying, "Newt,
that's not something you would remember."
Niece, I was like, "This is my niece." And Frida was like,
"That was for me."
That was for you.
That was for me.
He got Norman here like,
I love it.
But Frida was like, "Newt is cute. Newt is cute." I said, "Frida, did not tell you Newt is cute." So that's what she said. Newt is cute.
They ain't know nothing about me.
And I told Frida, "Did not tell you I did not want to meet no boogers. Don't even do it." She was like, "Hey, hi."
So we ended up together.
We ended up
at the dinner.
Yeah.
At James Smith's mother's house. Right.
There was a long table with food all over it, and we were.
Little Newt was with me.
Yeah, you had little Newt.
Yeah, your kids went to your grandma.
They went to my grandma's with my mom.
And you ended up talking?
I don't think so.
I think briefly there. Didn't you help me with something with Newt? Newt
was in line, and I think you were carrying a plate. I just remember saying to him, because I love kids,
"Yes.
Do you want me to help you?" And he was looking at me with these little green eyes, so cute. And I was like, "Do you want some of this?" And he was saying yes. And so I was helping him get the stuff on. And then that was it. I don't even remember anything else that day. We just everybody was eating and laughing and having a good time. And that's all I remember.
So when was the first real conversation?
Now this is when Frida and them did play.
I think it was the next week, wasn't it?
I don't know. I just know it had to be. It had to be very close because Frida and them was picking me up every day during the weekday because my kids went to cheerleading.
So this was on a Sunday. I do know it was on a Sunday.
Yeah, that was
on a Sunday after church, and we ended up in Frida's house. Everyone was talking.
No,
that's what I remember. And we were sitting on the couch talking.
Okay,
that's when I found out about
it wasn't a Sunday. It was a night. It was a Saturday or Friday evening because they wanted to have movie night. I remember that. So this is what happened. They were picking me up every day.
I didn't care what day it was.
Come on, sir. You better say it with your chest. That's right.
Yeah, they were picking me up every day. because I didn't have a car and my kids had to be at the CA for cheerleading and football and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And so they would pick me up every day. I would spend time at Aunt Rob's and Frida's every day.
Tell me what happened.
And I was at Aunt Rob. She was making chicken and something, the dumplings. And I was washing the dishes while Aunt Rob was making chickens and dumplings. And Newt was in the basement. He had lived in my Aunt Rob's house.
Okay.
And I heard somebody coming up them steps. I'm washing dishes. No, you tell them what happened.
Uh-oh. I love it. I love it.
So you know how you coming up the steps, right?
I'm coming.
It's like the level, and you coming up the steps, and now your head like reaches over
Right.
the level, and you can see. So she's at the kitchen. She's at the sink facing outwards.
I'm like,
Wash-
he
wash
tells
the dishes.
everybody that story. I was not doing
She
that.
heard me coming. She had on the Tommy Hill short set.
Come on.
Tommy Hill
Fashionable.
short set that day. And
Why not?
Yeah, so,
It was a sport.
hey,
It's amazing what men can remember. That's what it is.
I don't even know why he says that I was over there shaking and stuff. I'm washing dishes.
Next time y'all see me, ask me, I'll show you.
Yeah, don't you? Oh my God! I'll be like, no,
I love it. I love it.
Just right, just so.
Yes, sir. And you saw it.
Yeah, it was a tasteful one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's crazy. But that was a weekday.
Yeah.
And then what happened is that Friday, Frida was like, "We gonna go over to my house." And Frida slipped. Her and Aunt Robin must have had a conversation because Frida said, "Newt, you coming? We gonna be eating at my house. We want watching movies."
Kai said you was twerking.
Yeah, right. Baby.
It was a conservative twerk.
No,
come
it
on.
was no
It was a
twerk.
Holy Ghost twerk.
She don't do that. She don't do that.
That was a natural. That was a natural.
But yeah, so
Old
that's
school.
what happened.
Old school, you say
that
must be
Friday.
jelly.
You don't say like
that. See, Norm's getting them all gassed up.
Anyway, we ended up at Frida's house talking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that was the first time we actually kind of talked.
Yeah.
And
they were slick with
right.
it.
I learned some
Frida and
things
Gene
about
all laid
her.
up on
She
the
learned some
couch.
things about me.
Robin James laid up.
It was just a good conversation.
Good.
There was no guard. There was no
That's true.
nobody was trying to impress or outdo. It was just a cool hands down conversation.
Right.
And I learned some things about her. She learned some things about me.
Yeah.
And I just said, she's cool.
Absolutely.
She's cool, and that's kind of where it was. I didn't think anything extra. I was like, she's a cool person, a good friend to have or to know. Because I didn't know what was next in my life. And that's just kind of how we started.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
And the reason why we really could have a real good conversation is because he had gone to Lincoln University and I was supposed to go there.
Okay.
But I was pregnant with Kai and didn't know. But he knew my cousin Bonnie.
Okay.
And so that kind of made me think, okay, if he knows my cousin Bonnie and he was at Lincoln and he sang in the choir, he all right.
Right.
So let me just go, I can talk to him.
Yeah.
Just as a regular friend.
Oh, so I had a reference.
Yeah, you had a reference.
Sometimes you need that.
You need a reference.
Sometimes that comes in handy.
Yeah.
On my resume.
Right. Right. Just in case.
Just in
Right.
case.
So let's fast forward just a little bit.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because I imagine when there was something that was happening individually with the two of you. So individually, can you tell me when you had the notion, the idea that maybe this was something that was God ordained, that was, long term, that was supposed to be, and not just a good friend?
That day, Newt called me on the phone because see what happened is Frida got Newt to give me a ride home that day.
You know what?
Frida and Jean and Aunt Rob and James was all up in the mix of this.
I would have done that anyway.
But she was like, "Oh, Newt, can you give Kim a ride home?"
Somebody tag Frida.
Yes, she is the reason.
I would have done that anyway because you needed a ride.
Right, because I didn't have a car. And so Newt called me, it was a couple days later, and asked me if I would like to, he doesn't really know much about York. would I show him
slick? That was
could I show him a little bit about York and maybe get a water ice? When he said that, I was like, he Philly.
Yeah,
we got slushies around here.
Come on.
Snow I said, well, okay, I do know a place that got. I said, well, what is a water ice?
Right.
And he was like, like where they put juice and they crush the ice. I said, oh, you mean like a snow? I said, okay. I said, yeah, there's a place here, and it was Snow Palace.
Right.
And so he came to pick me up, right?
Yeah.
What?
No, I'm just saying that water ice and the snow is two different things.
Very textures of the ice.
Into that later.
Right.
So he came and picked me up, and I took him over to Snow Palace.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
That was number one, the first thing.
And that was, I did that because I had no money.
Listen, tell the truth and the devil.
I had like 12 hours maybe.
Yeah.
And to me, because of the relationship I had just come out of, that just wouldn't have flew.
Yeah.
It was kind of a test
to see.
That's good money.
And also it was also me kind of just laying myself out to say, what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Ain't no 5-star dinners over here right now.
Okay.
So she took me to and that's when you lost your shoes. Remember
I had sandals on, my favorite ones, and
off.
I took them off and sat them outside the car.
We ate at the little. We sit at the little bench,
little bench right there.
I don't know. I don't remember. I just took my sandals off.
Yeah,
because I'm a York girl.
You got a vanilla one with the whipped cream.
With the whipped cream, I did.
Come on, sir.
I didn't know if I got banana or I might got a mix of banana and vanilla with the whip. I did. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That probably ran him up pretty short. I was a little bonus. That cost 50 cents extra.
They was like $5. I got the stuff.
He said, "Let me get the child size, please."
I'll take the.
I get you one.
I'll take the sample.
I'm critical thinking here. I'm like, listen, she get what she want. They don't have nothing more than $12. So she gets hers first, then you start subtracting, bro.
I got $12.33 in my pocket.
How much is the next one? While she sorted, I'm like looking at the, how much is it?
I got it.
He's just messing around. He actually got a charity one because I was like, charity? That's like
basic,
boring and basic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he got that charity. He was like, I like, he liked it. But he loved that Snow Palace, right? Yeah. I take my sandals off and sitting in the car. We was just sitting there talking, and I shut the door, and I was like, I left my sandals over there. I never got them again.
We went back, somebody got them, John.
It was gone.
It was all good.
They went to step it.
Yeah.
But that's the first date. The next
Did
time,
we go to the park that day? So is that the day you took me to Rocky Road?
Nope. He called me another time and asked me if I would is there any place like parks where you can go and walk? And I said, yeah, there's like Rocky Ridge. I said, it's like if you like to hike and walk up there. And we went there and I showed him that. And we were just walking and talking and,
Yeah, I'm showing off, climbing up on the big rocks.
Nice.
The rock.
Yeah.
Up there.
Nice.
But that was how we got together in the beginning. It was nothing expensive.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a lot of outside distraction.
Yeah.
It was pretty much, you and me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about, we didn't talk a lot about our past relationships directly, but indirectly, we laid out our, I'm not going to do this. I don't want this. We kind of laid those out.
We did a whole quiz on each other without each of us knowing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was trying to find out what was he going to do.
Right, because what you guys may not fully grasp is that both of these folks are intellectuals. Kim has her principles in like 26 out of the 50 states. Newt is a college professor around the world. So like both of these people are highly intelligent, and so I can only imagine the test, the verbal, not even understanding. But y'all was probably playing chess.
It was a whole chess game.
Right, it was a whole chess game before.
Yeah, we were really watching, and then the next time we really got into a deep conversation. There used to be a Denny's that was out east.
Absolutely,
and we went there one night. And we just talked. And I mean, we really talked. And everything we were able to see. And Newt was like, here's the thing I remember him saying. So tell me about your dreams, your goals, your aspirations.
Come on, sir.
That's what he said. I was thinking to myself, are you trying to be a little fancy? But what he really wanted to know is where you trying to be and what you trying to do. What do you do? I knew what he was saying. And I said it, and I was like, I already have 3 children. I've always wanted to go to school. Right now, I'm a director of a residential.
Yeah.
I said I'm a director of a residential girls program. I run my program. I was the
Out west.
No, mission home. At that time,
Okay.
At that time, it was the West one at first. But I worked up there too. But at that time, I was the day program. Yes. And I had a staff under me.
Right.
So, and the favor of God gave me that, because as soon as I separated from my ex-husband at that time, the same day, my Uncle Keith gave me a raise that gave me enough money to pay for the apartment that I didn't even have yet. The same day. So I'm just saying, God had just favored me so much.
Right.
But I had my own job. I had my own things. I didn't need anything from anyone.
Come on.
Because God had supplied everything, and knew that, and I didn't want any more children.
And that was my biggest requirement, if I can use that word.
Yeah.
Someone who did not need me.
Yep.
And wasn't going to depend on me or expect to have to lean on me.
Can you just dig that just a little bit more? Can you just dive into that?
Yes.
The importance of needing versus wanting.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah. So Kim, as you heard her say when she was talking, and just right now, the little clues that she let out that made let me exhale and take the wall down. Yeah, is I have my apartment with my 3 kids. I have a job as a director. So I'm seeing leadership potential. I'm seeing upward mobility. I'm hearing drive. I'm hearing.
You better discern, sir.
I have everything I need. I don't need you. You know, if you want to add to it, you can. But I don't need what you have. You know, whatever we build together will be ours together. Yeah. Right. Together, but it'll be a build together. I'm bringing something to the table. Here's what it is. Yeah. So I think that you know, that's important. And we could veer off on people who are broken and needy, because needy people will draw needy people. Yeah. Okay. You know, but we don't have time to talk about that right now. Right. But that's what I saw in her. Yeah. Which was the opposite of what I had been through and what I had vowed myself. Yeah. That I was never. I mean, I was at the point that if I can't pay for it, I'll never have it. Yeah. You know what I mean, like I was damaged. Yeah. You know, I'm not saying she did it. I put myself in that spot. Yeah. We were both kids. Right. But that was the biggest thing that impressed me. Yeah. You know, with Kim was she didn't need me. Yeah. Right. She didn't need me. Right. And it didn't even what I want to say, have the taste, the smell that one day she would, or lean on me. Yeah. You know, it was never that. It was never take care of me. It was always. God had provided.
That's so good.
And at that time, I was living on answered prayers.
Wow.
I promise you I was.
So it wasn't even a self-sufficiency. I'm a Black woman and I got this and I.
No. I honestly was living on answered prayers.
That's good. Thanks for saying that. Because no, she was not at all. It wasn't prideful. Yeah. It wasn't queen. You know, it wasn't none of that. It was, I can handle this.
It was.
I can do. I don't necessarily. Yeah, and you can hear it.
On answered prayer.
I don't necessarily.
I got goosebumps.
I don't necessarily want to handle this by myself.
Yeah.
Right.
I was.
But I can.
But Jehovah Jireh is still real in my life.
Yes.
Jehovah Jireh was the reason I had a life. Jehovah Jireh was the reason that I had increase in my employment. Jehovah Jireh was the reason that I had the apartment that I financially could not afford and had horrible credit and shouldn't have it on the avenue. Jehovah Jireh was seriously the provider of everything. Yeah. I didn't even have money to buy my children Easter things for that, but Frida and Eugene, I didn't even tell them I couldn't. So Jehovah Jireh had been speaking to people concerning me. Jesus. And divine providers came and did things for me in every aspect of my life. There was nothing I did. God did it. In every,
Wow.
I promise you, in
Wow.
everything.
Wow.
Everything. So much so that Newt and I had gone to someplace. I had gone with him again on another event or date, something. And I came home. This is what Jehovah Jireh does. I came home to
God, I feel you right here.
a stair up my stairway, the top part of my stairway, loaded with all of my things from my old house. My ex-husband came to the house and said, give these to your mother. So this is what I'm saying. God did it. It wasn't me. The Lord convicted him for whatever reason. He realized, brought me everything.
My God.
TVs, all the DVDs that belong to my children, all our stuff, and laid it there. When I got to the top of the steps, it was all there.
Jesus.
It was all Jehovah Jireh. Had nothing to do with what nothing. I was living on serious answered prayers.
That's a t-shirt. I'm telling you.
There'll be some.
My God.
I was.
And so did her, like you said, the drive was there. Did her faith speak to you? And the place where you were at of coming of your last relationship being the opposite of what you were seeing in front of you. Did her faith help you in any way at that point?
It comforted me.
Yeah,
it definitely comforted me. So again, I was in a let's call it a hypocritical state, if you will.
Speak it.
There were some issues in me that I just refused to deal with.
Yeah.
But I stayed close to the church when I came here.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
And talking to her, seeing her, listening with her, interacting with her, made me feel okay.
Wow.
With me.
Yeah.
She didn't know yet at that time any of the issues with me. So I saw hope. I saw light. I saw a new beginning. I saw freshness.
Yeah.
I saw you can do this right.
Wow.
Look at this opportunity.
Wow.
In a lot of facets of life.
Yeah.
So so I don't know if it was just her faith or if it was her character,
right?
Her drive, her caring. It was that total package.
Yeah.
That I had kind of, I don't know if you know what an English language learner. I was in an immersion.
Come on, sir.
Classroom.
Come on, sir. Yeah.
I had been immersed in kind of baptized, if you will, around with what the anointing that was on her.
Man.
Yeah. So
Man. Let's flip this coin over. Right? Because I imagine.
I don't even know what I brought to the table. I'm telling you.
Stop it!
I'm not playing.
Yeah, but you have to let me speak.
I don't even know.
That's why I be quiet when people be talking about it.
He said, he said,
yeah, I remember that. Hey,
not with him.
best stories with me was the water ice. Right?
No, it's not.
Oh, we did go to that one restaurant.
I know we did a few more things, but we don't have time to tell every story.
My whole check.
Everybody told him, he asked me about a special restaurant with seafood. I took him to the Eagle's Nest.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's a good one. That's good. That's good.
I think I was making $8,000.
Jesus.
That was a test.
That's
good.
That was a test.
Yeah.
Because I needed to know what he could do and what I needed to know the real him.
Yeah.
She had on a silver dress that day, though.
Come on, sir.
I did.
That one was a little different.
So y'all went from water ice to Eagles.
After several
days
in between.
But I always remember it. They put that sheet of paper on the table and dumped out all us.
Yeah.
I'll always remember it.
Yeah. We had some really.
It was like $80.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll go out and eat now. God is good.
Listen, that's what I was thinking.
So when you
because we spent $80 on some chicken wings.
Yeah. That's why the flip part.
I ain't gonna cry.
Right.
My God.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The flip part of that, Norm, is Newt did not even realize what he had in him because he was so hurt and so broken. He couldn't even see the good stuff. And so at the table when we were at Denny's, I'm listening to a man who's talking to me. I never heard a man speak like this ever.
Jesus.
And it might sound silly. I didn't even like skinny men.
Yeah.
but Newt seemed like the right. Newt, honestly, I mean, seriously, Newt seemed like he was such a right fit of everything that I thought I didn't like.
Wow.
He was. And then I started to love it because he was thin. I didn't like skinny guys. I didn't like brainy guys.
Yeah.
And he was all of that.
Yeah.
But as I sat at that table that day and started listening to him, I started realizing I have just tapped into a vein that I never knew was good for me.
Wow.
Because I had always gone for the jock.
Yeah.
I've always gone for the most popular guy.
Yeah.
And I forgot that I got hurt so many times with that. But then here I am sitting at a table with someone who is interested in my concerns, my likes, my feelings. Yeah. And then to tell me, here was the testament of his life. My parents were married and are still married. Yeah. And they both worked at Cheney University. I pretty much grew up on the campus. I have a degree. And I'm like, I never even thought this would be appealing. Wow. But here it was like God had highlighted that. So I'm like, I always wanted to go to school. I didn't know how to. I didn't tell him, but no one ever told me how. Right. I remember being in the guidance counselor's office and she just pretty much checking things off and never even told me that I could go to school. I didn't know how to. So I'm looking, I'm like, he knows how. Wow. Okay. Wow. But the more he talked to me, the more I started seeing how interested he was in me.
Yeah, I'm still interested.
My pastor, he preached a message one time recently that was called something like imprisoned by your preference.
Yep.
Wow.
Right.
That's a matter of fact.
Right.
I see.
Yeah.
I was. I was. I was. And wow. I mean, I remember growing up and there was a brainy boy whose family had lots of money. I won't say his name because he's from this city. And he was driving out to my house when I was at Parkway and I would hide in the bushes so he wouldn't see me because I wanted the opposite. And the opposite was not what was for me.
Wow.
And I found that when I met Newt, I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, this is something different.
Yeah.
And I like it.
Yeah.
And once we just continued to talk and date, he was attentive. He wanted to make me smile. He was getting me things. I couldn't understand it because I never received so much. There were flowers all the time. I come home, there's a gift sitting there. The kids let him in. He put the gift in the room. Like there was perfumes, there were dresses, there were flowers. Flowers every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks there were flowers. Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
Come on, there were different kinds. And it carried on. And once we were married for a while, he would take the kids, the boys to the store, and he would go to the grocery store, and every time he's coming home with flowers. But this is something that I had never expected that I was even worth. And here this man,
Jesus,
I don't care what problems he had or what things he was dealing with. He cared enough about what I had to say and me.
Yeah.
That I had never experienced before.
So I have to, can I piggyback on something?
Please, absolutely.
So to jump in on what she said, that's what she gave to me.
Come on, sir. Talk about it.
So with my own issues, my own deficits, my own self-destructive behavior for years and years, and just things that happened in my childhood that I just had a low self-esteem, low self-image.
Yeah.
So now I'm caught in this loop and I don't know how to get out. And physically don't even know if you want to get out because you're not in a loop unless you like it. That's real, right?
Yeah.
But when this woman is looking at me, who I know the condition, remember I said the first thing is I knew she didn't need me.
Yeah.
So at any time she can walk away.
Right.
And be okay.
Right.
Right. And I'll be hearing about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this woman who didn't need me would look me in my eye and give me love and affection and tell me about myself, good, bad, or ugly.
Come on.
That concern, that pouring into, let me see, well, wait a minute. Why does she love me? It was the foundation to teach me to love myself.
Wow.
So I could get up from where I was,
Wow.
run, walk, crawl, jump, dance,
Yeah.
get my 30 in. You know what I mean? It was that's what a wife, a virtuous woman will do for you as a man, get you out of where you are to where they see you and you don't even see it yet.
All the while you moving, don't even realize how far you've come.
Same thing happened for me.
Jesus.
I mean, every now and again it hits me like when I was like that $80. We go spend $80 for dinner.
Sneakers
2, 3, 4 times a week if we want right now. You know, and back then that was like, all right, now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna have gas. You know, I mean, it was worth it, you know, the experience, and I'll never forget it, but just I would be still there if she didn't love me first.
Yeah.
God loved you first. I came second.
Well,
I'm just
come on, there you go. I gotta flip this over.
Yeah.
I gotta flip this over. Because I want people that are watching and people that's gonna watch this on the replay. If you have not, please like, please share, please comment, right? I want them to see the other part of this because it has not always been roses and dinners, but there has been trials and there have been tribulations. One of the things that you said earlier, I believe, Pastor, you said earlier, you talked about how your last relationship, verbally, she wasn't where she needed to be, and it caused some things in you that took some time to dig out. Can you guys talk about your first major conflict?
Ours,
even before you got married. If there was, I can imagine that because here's the truth: they met on Easter Sunday and got married 2 weeks later.
No, actually, it was 4 months, honestly. And
4 months,
and the Easter was in April. I kept thinking it was March. It was actually April because I had to go look at the calendar. We got married September 3rd.
April, May, June, July, August. Y'all see it? Less than 6 months. And you got folks out here dating for 3-4 years. For what?
And it's been 24 years now.
Well, we both were married before.
Yeah.
We both had some I'm going to say some data. You know, so we kind of, it's different than someone who was never married.
Right. You know what you're getting into.
Yeah. So, I mean, just because you said, what are folks waiting for? I'm saying that our situation may not apply to everyone.
Absolutely.
But what I will say is usually when people are divorced, they wait even longer because they don't trust nobody. So I don't really agree a little bit with that because you're waiting for what? You're waiting to find out whether they are the right person when you already know. You know it. You know early.
I just didn't want anyone to think, hurry up.
No, don't hurry up. Hurry out if it's not right. Hurry in if it is.
I can't remember our first. Well,
it wasn't before we got married.
Yeah, I do.
So it was after.
Yeah, I do. It actually wasn't with us. It was with the kids. Me and the kids.
Their first big.
I remember
going to church.
Either going to church or Tamika was here with the laundry. You were.
The swimming thing. Yeah, it was.
Was that first or was going to church first? I don't know.
I feel like it was going to church one day. You weren't mad at me, but I think it was with Kai.
Yeah, it was Kai.
And I've always been I was overprotective with Kai.
I don't remember why.
Yeah.
You were dealing with whatever you were dealing with. And see, that's what what we did not know. I did not know.
Okay.
Whatever else he was dealing with. So everything was on the edge at that day. And I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know what he was really dealing with.
Yeah.
So what he was really dealing with wasn't known to us. So it was different.
Yeah.
And when he would little things, I'm like, why is he tripping like this?
Yeah.
He'll never be like this. But then it would be like a few hours later.
Good.
And he's apologizing. We have a little family meeting. But the biggest thing was with Tamika here that time.
Yeah.
That was.
Mm-hmm. So Kim wasn't here. She was at work. And I
Yeah.
was taking the kids to the pool. That's when the pool was open.
Oh yeah.
down there.
And I was at the pool working.
Yeah, she was at the pool
with
working.
my
so we were gonna
students.
meet her at the pool. And the kids were here. We had bought the house in 2000. So this is probably the summer of 2000. I mean,
Okay.
Just, we bought it in February. So it was probably the summer. And
January.
I went down. We were about to leave, but Kim's clothes were in the washer and need to go in the dryer, something like that. And I got on the kids. You're not even gonna help your mom out, put the clothes in. I don't even know why I got on that kick. I mean, because I could just put them in there.
That part,
right?
Now that I think about it, yeah,
Right.
I know.
So and I'm fussing and going, and you have to know me back then. I'm talking, so I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm not stopping. You
Yeah.
know, we're doing what we're doing. One of the kids came downstairs to help. Which is what I was saying.
Right.
But I'm still talking. Well, that child, yelled at me or said, okay, or whatever, said something to me. And my reflex, I slapped her. Slapped her in the face, right? And she slapped me. And then the rest of the kids came running down because now they're going to defend their sister.
They were going to jump in.
Right. Well,
I'm going to laugh about it now because it's
right.
That would have been
because kids had hands back then.
Well, but so did I.
Oh, come on!
No, you were a
Come on! I was younger.
No. Let's not look at it like that.
No.
What it was is you were a man.
Right.
And they were children.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. But it would. My point was that would have been like really not good. So they came down to defend their sister, and I understood that. But I'm still talking. So now there's yelling going back and forth, between me and the kids.
And they were all very young.
And the kids, they were young. Yeah. And so I mean, like looking back, I don't fault them. And I think even in the middle of it, I kind of understood you did this. And I guess we called you.
No,
we never called. We didn't have cell phones yet.
No.
I still put them in the car
and took them to the
pool. Went to the pool. Or did they walk? Or something happened? We all ended up.
Somehow you ended up at the pool. You
didn't come to the pool, Newt. They came to the pool and told me. So I left work.
And came home.
You came home. See, I told you.
And you were home.
So here's the thing. I don't want my kids to be all worked up behind this. Because I don't even know how important all of this is. What's important is that there was some blow up days.
So why I said that story and gave the details like that is because I was trying to. I wanted to say it's a blended family.
That's the problem.
It was a blended family. We didn't get any. Well, we didn't get no real counseling.
Yes.
We didn't really know what we were stepping into.
And we were just married.
The only thing that we knew was what we wanted and would stand for, and what we didn't want and would. That was what we did, right?
Right.
And we hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Bought a house, had job, and so all this was going on. The conflict, the biggest conflict in the house was my protection of the children I bought. Kim's protection of the children she bought.
That's what this is about.
It took a while. That's why I gave the example.
Right.
I don't remember the first time we actually fussed at each other.
Well, that became the first time.
But that was because of that.
Right.
I don't remember ever having a problem with you until my problems surfaced.
Well, see, this is, and I agree with that, but I think the whole time your problems were surfaced. And so that might have been what triggered the
manifested out loud.
Yes. Okay. I think what triggered the actions, the response. Right. See, Newt came from a different type of household.
Right.
Yeah.
I was raised with a single mom. Newt always had his parents,
and
his dad was the boss.
Right. Yeah.
The man and the boss.
Yeah.
So although Newt never wanted to be that, he was that.
Right.
He didn't realize how much of that he still had in him. And a lot of times we don't know that. Just like I didn't know how much I had of Patsy Ruthie in me.
Come on.
That was like, I'm good.
Right.
And I will fight. So no, really, in many ways, physically, verbally. So that was the first time we unpacked our bags. our bags were on the table,
or at least
opened the bags.
Let you see it.
That's so good.
Here's
That
the
is
problems
so
I've got. Here's
Yeah.
the problems you got. I didn't believe in okay, that happened, it's over. No, we're gonna deal with this because these kids ain't going nowhere. Those kids ain't going nowhere.
Right.
And those kids loved each other.
Yeah.
The problem was now we got to figure out how we're going to do this. And we did. And it was a lot of work.
Wow.
That was the work. We had decided we're going to be married.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the right.
This marriage, we're gonna figure this marriage
Yes.
out.
Yeah.
That was already
Settled.
Yeah, that
Finished.
was it. Yes.
Right.
You know, so that was the issue was it was mature. It was maturing.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we had to mature. And the other part is when you have children and you come into a relationship, your children know that you are going to have their back if it's on this side or on this side. And they also know how to
manipulate.
They might not be trying to because we've taught them how to do that. We've trained them to manipulate us.
Right. Just like the first response for me was to slap.
Yeah.
That was the household I grew up in.
Yeah.
You know, my father was a hitter.
Yeah.
You know, that was first before I even realized.
Right.
That's what I was doing. Train up a child the way he's going. He's going that way.
Right.
He's going that way. That's what's
right.
We are programmed.
Yes,
until we intentionally deprogram.
Right.
Ourselves.
Right.
And as beautiful as you see things now, the truth is that in order for a beautiful thing to really grow, it's got to be in the dirt.
Yes, it does.
It's not growing without soil or some form of it.
And that seed has to die.
And that seed has to die. What had to die is the effects of being independent to now moving from that to becoming one. And in order to become one, I had to come out of the shell that I'm used to being wrapped in. So does he. So what I bring in this relationship, I have to kill part of the thing that kept me covered and protected, just like that lima bean in the ground.
Right.
When you dig in the ground and you look, the lima bean has come out and the shell of it is laying there ugly and dirty. And what I'm saying is in relationships, we can perpetrate a fraud all we want, but let's be true and let the devil be a lie, that there are some ugly things that are going to come out of the relationship. But if you continue to nurture, soil, grow it, it will turn into this beautiful thing. And right now, this is a beautiful thing.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
But it ain't easy.
But that's scripture. The scripture says if you want to get the treasure in the fields, you have to acquire the whole field.
You got to.
Come on.
So that the treasure is just part of it. You got to get the whole field. That field is dirty.
You know, what
and you got to sift out.
Yes,
indeed. You got to sift out, but you have to sift out with intentions. For the treasure, knowing that it's there. You know, so it's not a guessing game.
Right.
You know, it's intentional. You know, and one of the things that Kim was saying that you have to go first. So there were things Kim did first for me that I did not deserve.
My God.
And those things, they healed me. You know, they delivered me. There were things that I did first for Kim.
Yes, indeed.
You know, and the same thing happened. If you're not willing to do that, you know, you haven't decided that you want to be married.
Right.
And both of us made mistakes in regards to our children. I made mistakes in regards to Newt's children, and he brought that are my children too. I remember some of the days. I remember it because I was used to doing things a certain way. I was raised a certain way. So the same thing Newt did, I did, but in a different way. You know, I mean, we made some mistakes, but you know, we done apologized enough. We moved on.
Come on.
We done it. They grown.
Don't empty nesters right now.
We nesters.
Come on.
But we did. We
got a question I answered. Other than that.
But not bragging about what we did.
No, not at all.
But the fact that
we were graced. Oh my goodness.
Lord, the Lord we were living on answered prayers. For real.
I mean, I don't even really want to get too much into the details of my story, but just the things that our children are not doing.
Yes, God.
Because of what they've been exposed to, even before me, were exposed to the things that they're not doing.
Yes.
Is a miracle.
It's a miracle.
Wow.
You know?
Wow. let's fast forward.
Mm-hmm.
Let's fast forward to present day.
Yeah.
Pastor Newt, individually, Pastor Kim, can you tell the people what your hands are doing, what your hands are in, what you're doing individually?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to world.
Oh my goodness. So right now, I am kind of like on a little breezer, but I'm still writing.
And how many books do you have right now?
I have 24 books and 24 books. Yeah.
How many plays do you have?
Started, not completed, several. Probably about 3 or 4. One that's totally complete that we did do.
Yes.
But I have some other ones that are started, and it just seems like I kind of like a block there, there. Just a lot that was happening over this past 10 months.
Yeah.
But I'm ready to get back on it. Teaching regular school as well as elementary. As well as university, at a university, working online as a what do we call ourselves? An adjunct.
And I know I was joking about this earlier, but you really do have your principles.
Yeah, in Arizona and California. In Pennsylvania, you could transfer everything, but you have to retest. And I wasn't trying to do all that. So, but yes, I do. I have my principal certification in California and in Arizona.
Yeah.
Not in the 50. But yeah, so that's.
And you're an accomplished songwriter.
I write songs.
Accomplished singer.
I sing.
Wonderful mother. Choir director extraordinaire.
It's been a long time.
Pastor Kim is like she said, she don't need him. She don't know. Pastor Newt, what do you got your hands in right now? What are you doing?
Well, there's a couple of sides to me, if you will. There's Dr. Newt.
Yes.
So Dr. Newt is really the professional path of me, where I'm an educator. So my research, my what I bring to the table in the education side is dealing with what I call at potential students. So people say at risk. I've coined the term at potential. So we're in the process of writing a book called The At Potential Student to interject that into the education realm. I get opportunity to speak. I get opportunity to do some professional developments, what's called keynote speeches and things of that sort. I lead a team of people, what's called Education Studies program, the Bachelor's of Arts, and the teacher preparation programs at our university. So we've had the opportunity to write those things and approach states and get approval from states, for programs that were not there. We've written master's degree courses and master's degree programs. Yeah. We've been blessed to sit in boardrooms with presidents and consult community colleges and things of that sort, on diversity, equity, and inclusion. So on the professional side, I'm an educator. It's my gift, the teacher. Some preachers, pastors, teaching.
There you go.
Is my central gift, and so God has blessed me to be able to. I'm gonna say straddle the line to bring the kingdom into the education arena, because that's an office of the Holy Spirit.
Yes, it is.
The Spirit of education. So we're doing that there. In that realm. So I'm building that. There's a website and things of that sort. But there's also Dr. Newt that does Fit at 50. There's Dr. Newt that does, I've been lackadaisical on it, but there's supposed to be a podcast called Office Hours with Dr. Newt. We started and did a trial run beneath to finish what we started. David's Cave, a men's ministry.
Your prayer in the morning.
Right. We do a 5 a.m. prayer on our on our Facebook pages live. We call it Airstrike. We believe God is giving us the assignment to kind of awaken the awareness in this area, that what you bind on earth is bound in heaven. Absolutely. What you loose on earth is loose in heaven. So we have the authority and the power, as the word is said, to speak to things and they move. So we release, we decree, we declare, we assign and dispatch angels by releasing God's word in this region every morning for our leaders, for our families, our children, you know, and I think we've seen murder rates go down. We've seen gunplay go down.
Come on.
Not just because of us, but you know, just kind of watching over the day. We heard Commissioner Muldrow say that, you know. Not because of us, we just heard but so anyway, we have launched, our ministry is launched with Kim and Dr. Newt, and a part of that ministry is Marriage Simple as Pie. So we have 2 books. We have a volume 1 and a volume 2 of a book we wrote together called Baggage Claim. The volume 2 has a workbook attached to it. So
and a conference is coming.
We've been talking about it for some time.
So that, you know,
so we can really tell the whole story, you know,
Yeah.
find a time to really tell the whole story. Well, the whole, what we can tell of our story. But the other thing is then, which we didn't get to talk about, is how, in fact, I end up getting certifications and degrees.
Right. So I'm gonna pause you just real quick because I wanted to go somewhere when you were telling your individual what you're doing. Right. And so I want to talk very brief because I know we've run out of time. But because you, Pastor Newt, are involved in so much, and Pastor Kim, you are involved in so much, how do you then come together and make it all work? Because there are marriages, people that are, you know, don't have half as what you have and are at each other's throat. COVID in itself brought a lot of marriages and really made them see what was what. Right. And so can you guys just, again, just briefly talk about how you balance it all, how you structure it all to where you can do all of this and still maintain a healthy marriage?
We pretty much do it all together. So we work together, although at times we are working in different places, the work is still one. The work is still, like, the purpose doesn't stop. The calling on your life doesn't stop if he's in his office and I'm at mine at the school. The purpose is still the purpose, regardless of the place.
There's something you need to understand in marriage, is that we're still individuals. Although we cleave to one another and become one flesh, we were still formed as individuals and ordained with a purpose as individuals. And I have to respect that and understand that.
That's good.
Actually, it's my job as the male to be able to see that in Kim, because that's why he said Christ husbands loved every wives as Christ loved the church. Christ saw something in the church and gave his life for it. He sacrificed for it, but the church hadn't even existed yet. The church didn't happen until after he died. Right. So it's my job to see what's in there and to sacrifice for it, to seed into it, to pour into it, to speak into it, you know, as she does for me. So understanding that, then it's okay to have patience. It's okay to you know, to watch TV by yourself for a minute, because we're going to be able to come together. But the other thing is this, is that we operate in purpose on purpose. If things are not attached to our purpose, if they're wide out, you know, we'll say something to one another. Why are you doing that? What's that have
we'll
to do
feel
with
the turbulence from it, like, okay, maybe maybe I'm not supposed
to. So if you stay in line with your purpose, in purpose on purpose, then you'll always have fulfillment.
And we're always moving together, even if we are in 2 different places. We are one.
So we'll tell you no, or just won't even respond, because it's not in what we're to do. It's pulling us too far. So we always talk about that, you know.
And we also don't agree on everything. We disagree. And in our disagreement, we talk. We still have those little, what do you call them? Spirited
fellowships.
Or intense fellowships. We still have them. We have those intense fellowships. They're different because we're still on the same team. That was a big revelation. That's all.
Right.
It's different now. They're different now. It's not trying to win something or make a point or create a stance. That's not it at all.
And if you are, we do call each other out. Like, what are you trying to be the winner of this? Or we like, no, you're right. You know, we call each other out. We keep it real with each other.
So So if you work together, that's why I say, you know, it's not good for man to be all one.
Alone means all one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let me give him a help meet for
Yeah.
him, so this garden can get done.
Yeah.
This garden's a lot of work. The garden is whatever you see. God put Adam in the garden. He gave him the work in the garden first before a woman.
Absolutely.
Yes, he did.
So,
Yes, he
so
did.
he gave him work first, and he said, go ahead and take care of the garden, but didn't give me any parameters.
Yeah.
So that means whatever you see, that's what it's supposed to be.
Right.
So you're gonna need help making the thing you see actually be.
Come on, sir.
Because you only see in part. You're all one. So here's your help me, so you can see a total picture.
Mhm.
So now work together on that total picture and stop working apart.
That's good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Wow. Wow. And these last few minutes that we're going to wrap up, because I'm telling you, number one, it has been a joy, honor, privilege, and pleasure to sit in this seat and have this conversation. And one of the reasons why this conversation is so easy is because I literally sit in their kitchen and allow them to pour into me about relationships, professionalism, spirituality, education. I mean, these people are a wealth, a well. They are a well. And if you just take the time and just sit and listen, they have so much to give. And I love the fact that they move together.
Yeah, we do.
They really, and so we've had conversations. I heard about their testimony and they were real. The same thing they said today is the same thing they said the other week, the other month. It doesn't change. They are honest, real, true, genuine, authentic people. In these last few moments, can both of you individually, can you look at that camera?
Oh God.
And just encourage the man or woman, the boy, the girl that's on the other side of that, who says relationships aren't for me, who says I'm divorced and I don't know, who says I'm confused about my sexuality and I don't know what to do, who says I've been abandoned by my parents and I don't know what relationships look like, who's saying I've had an abortion and I don't know where love is or what it is or how it is, who's confused about whatever. Can you look in that camera and just encourage the people that are listening?
Oh, I was looking for you to go first. So lead the way.
Listen, I don't know what is to be or can be or should be in your life. I'm not going to give you a farce and say that. But what I do know is that the thoughts he has for you are good thoughts and not evil, towards an expected end that is productive, that you have access to every spiritual blessing in heaven, that you're able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that you can ask or think.
Yeah.
What you ask or think, according to the power of God that works in you. So what are you asking and what are you thinking?
Wow.
So I don't know what's in store for you in your life, but I do know this, that all of creation is in travail.
My God.
Bowing and waiting for you to tell it what it's going to do.
Wow.
So whatever's going to be in your life, that's why God said he made us in his image and in his likeness. That's why he said he gave us dominion over all things and then said, be fruitful, be multiplied, replenish, subdue. Whatever's going to happen in your life, you got everything to say about it.
Yes, you do.
So I'm going to apologize for whatever's happened to you in the past.
Jesus.
Whoever's hurt you, who's ever stabbed you in the back, spoke evil of you, set you up, made your credit go bad, caused you physical harm, abused you, violated you, abandoned you, hurt you, turned people against you, put what is it? Intricate plots and plans in place, and you standing there holding the bag. I apologize.
Wow.
On behalf of all that, it wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. But guess what? Whatever happens now forward, that's your responsibility.
Come on, sir.
So get up.
Come on, sir.
From where you are. Get up from where, yes, you can.
Yes, you
Get up from where you are. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Get up from where you are. Stand flat-footed right where you are, and you start from there. You go get you a water ice.
You know what?
You go for a walk in the park.
Yes.
You don't worry about what
Come on,
nobody's
sir.
thinking
Nope.
and social weights and expectations. You
Mhm.
start from where you are and go forward.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you
Yeah.
that what he has for you is greater
My God.
than whatever was yesterday.
My God.
I will say to those of you who are experiencing those difficulties with things that happened in your past with your parents, the scripture says that when my mother and father forsake
Say it.
me,
Say
then the
it.
Lord himself will take me up.
That's what it
That
says.
means you are not alone. I want you to know that you
Yes.
have backing.
Yes.
You have backing.
My
And when a
God.
situation comes against you, it has to meet your God. And so instead of you feeling like you have to defend yourself for
My
the things
God.
that have happened to you in your past, let the situation meet your God.
Yes.
You have backing. There are angels that are dispatched on behalf of you.
Yes, indeed.
You
Watch it.
have
Watch
backing.
it.
You
My
have
God.
backing. You do not have to fight when there is a group, there is a host
Yes,
around
That's what it
you
says.
fighting on
Yes,
behalf
indeed.
of you. You have backing. You do not walk alone.
Wow.
The Lord is with you. Here's the other thing for the person who feels like I've done too much wrong.
Yeah.
I've done too many things.
Yeah.
I've made too many mistakes.
Yeah.
This is what it takes. Father, forgive me.
That's
And guess what? Forgiven.
Get up.
Come
Done.
on. Come on.
Forgiven.
Come on.
You have not only backing, but you have a father who cares, who loves you.
Yeah.
So you do not have to fight or walk alone. Wash the blame off of yourself. And anyone who's speaking to you to cause blame and guilt on you, turn yourself away from them
They're an enemy.
until you
Mhm.
understand
Indeed.
the difficulties they're experiencing so that you can turn around and encourage them to walk
Wow.
away from the guilt and blame.
Wow.
You have a father who
Wow.
cares,
Yes. Yes.
and you have backing. You do not walk alone, and you are forgiven. So walk and stand strong
Yeah.
in the calling that God has called you. So Newt has a meeting. He's got to go, but yes, he's got a meeting right now.
Yeah.
He's got to go.
Yeah.
You can walk, babe. You can. I'll shut it down if you have to.
You good?
Listen, it has been a privilege, honor, and pleasure. And these people 24/7. This is not for the camera. This is who they are. And so listen, contact them. 28 Days of Love on Facebook, Omni's World. So much out there. Get them to your church. Get them to your business. Get them to your students. Get them to your classrooms. These folks have something that the world needs. That the world needs. And it's right here in York, Pennsylvania. We are blessed because they're here. I'm Norman Macman.
Hey!
This is Pastor Kim, Pastor Newt, 29 days.
29.
Thank you.
Let's say
Thank you.
29 days of love. Thank. Follow Norman Macman.